and never let me out. Tonight's horror story is about a man. A basement door that wouldn't open. And the truth he buried long ago. He'd lived in the house for 6 years. 3 bedrooms. 2 baths. A creaky attic, a yard that always needed mowing, and a dim, unfinished basement. He called it quiet. Peaceful. But his friends called it empty. Too quiet for a man who lived alone. There was only one thing that truly bothered him. A door in the basement. It sat flush with the far wall, half hidden behind an old shelving unit. Thick. Heavy. Cold to the touch. Like metal pretending to be wood. No knob. No keyhole. No seam where it should have opened. Of course, he tried. He kicked it. Hit it with a hammer. Even called a locksmith. The guy studied it, then shrugged. This ain't a normal door. Probably sealed shut during construction. That was enough. He pushed the shelf back and let the door fade into the background of his life. But things like that don't stay buried. Not forever. Not until last Thursday. It began with a sound. 3 soft knocks from the other side. He froze. Then silence. It was late. Around 12:30 a.m. Maybe he imagined it. A branch hitting the siding? Old pipes settling? But it happened again the next night. And the night after that. Always 3 slow taps. Knock. 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 Always from the basement. Wrapped in a bathrobe, flashlight in hand. He stood at the top of the stairs. The air felt colder than it should. The basement smelled like dust and damp concrete. He listened. Silence. Then a whisper. Let me out. He froze. The voice was low, but sharp. Like breath over ice. Male? Female? He couldn't tell. He stepped back. Closed the basement door. The next day, he skipped work. Tried to dig up info on the house. No deaths. No crimes. Just a woman who'd moved to Florida in 2009. That night, the knocks returned. Same voice. Let me out. Only this time, it sounded angry. The next morning, he moved the shelf. Stared at the door. Cold sweat rolled down his back. He pressed his ear to it. Nothing. He placed his palm against it. It was warm. He called a contractor. Told him to remove the door, sealed or not. But the next day, the door was gone. Just smooth concrete wall. He laughed nervously. You sure this is the right corner? The contractor frowned. This your only basement? That night, the knocking came from behind his bedroom wall. Then came the dreams. Endless hallways. A crying woman. A locked door, always behind him. And something watching, waiting. He'd wake up with dust on his hands. Sometimes soil under his nails. On the 7th night, he heard something different. Not a knock. A memory. A scream. A woman's voice shouting his name. Then, silence. He opened his closet. Pushed aside the coats. And there it was. The door. He ran to the garage. Grabbed a crowbar. A flashlight. Started digging behind the drywall. He didn't care if it was real anymore. He just wanted answers. What he found wasn't just a door. It was a sealed room. 10 feet wide. Dirt floor. Mold creeping along the walls. At the center, a broken wooden chair. And something wrapped in a floral bedsheet, stiff, sunken, stained. He dropped the flashlight. His knees buckled. He remembered. He ran to his office. Pulled out an old shoebox. Inside, a newspaper clipping. Woman missing after domestic dispute. Police investigating. Her name was Kara. They'd lived together once. Laughed. Fought bitterly. His blood ran cold. Memories stirred. Hazy nights. Bottles. Arguments. A scream. No! He couldn't have. He remembered the night she packed her bags. The shouting. The push. The fall. He buried her there. He sealed the room. Bricked it in. Covered it with drywall and lies. Told everyone she left. Said she moved in with someone else. And he believed it. He needed to believe it. But the door did not, it remembered. And now, it wanted out. That night, the knocking returned. So did the voice. You put me here, it said. Don't you remember? He didn't open it. But it opened anyway. Just as his flashlight flickered. And died. From the dark, she whispered again. You promised you'd never open it. He saw her face. He opened his mouth to scream. And the door slammed shut behind him. The house was quiet when the police arrived, days later. A neighbor had called mail piling up. They found him in the basement. Slumped against the wall. Eyes wide open. Dead. No signs of trauma. No wounds. No blood. Just dust on his hands. And a faint scratch on the wall beside him. 4 letters, carved by nail. K-A-R-A. What would you have done? If the door started knocking? Let me know in the comments. I'll be back soon with another horror tale. Like, share and subscribe, so you never miss a story.